Hi, I'm Darryn Farrugia and welcome. So I just wanted to start by saying I hope you had a great Christmas or whatever it is you celebrate during that season. I hope you got to spend quality time with your family, your friends. I'm sure you ate a lot of really good food. I'm still digesting mine. And maybe a drink or two. I also want to thank you for your support in this relatively new YouTube channel of mine. I've been really enjoying uploading content, and more importantly, I've been enjoying the feedback and the responses that I get from you all, so I really appreciate it. There's more to come, so just hold on tight and enjoy the ride. So today is New Year's Day. It's the first day of 2020, and as with all New Year's days, I guess, we always make those resolutions that we try to stick to for the bulk of the year. And you know, I'm no different. I like setting goals and I like having resolutions, and probably like most people, they tend to fall by the wayside. You know, maybe for you, your resolution might be to get better gigs or do more teaching or do less teaching. It may be to start a YouTube channel. It may be to become a better musician or just have a better lifestyle, get that work-life balance happening. So my New Year's resolution, it's basically to be able to play a fairly decent single stroke roll in amongst all the other things that I want to be good at. In fact, more specifically, I want to be able to play a single stroke roll at 200 beats per minute. Now, for a lot of people out there, that may not necessarily be such a big deal. You're probably doing that and beyond. But for me personally, the single stroke roll has always been a bit of a nemesis rudiment for me. By all means, it's been the hardest rudiment to play, and one that I consider myself to really seriously suck at. To give you a little bit of my history, I began taking lessons at the age of 15 with an amazing and very notable drum teacher here in Melbourne. His name's Frank Corniola. And at the age of 15, on my first lesson, Frank introduced me to the idea of playing, or at least practicing, the three basic rudiments on a day-to-day basis. So every day I had to play a single stroke roll, double stroke roll, single paradiddle for a minute each, starting with each hand. So it's about a 6-minute part of my practice routine. Frank used to say to me that the goal was to hit 200 beats per minute with all of those rudiments. Generally speaking, I had not so much of a problem getting my doubles to 200 and my single paradiddle to 200, but single stroke roll, forget it. And Frank used to say that, 200 should be a goal, and even beyond that, without a warm-up. I used to scratch my head and think, are you serious? Like, can you really do that? And I kid you not, Frank used to sit down behind the Remo practice pads, and his practice pads weren't tuned tight. They were actually very saggy. They didn't have a lot of rebound. And Frank used to dial his Dr. Beat metronome, his DB66 to 200 beats per minute, and he'd sit there and play a single stroke roll, absolutely even, beautiful sound, and it just did my head in. And then he would say to me, you know, you should be able to get it up to 208, and he would dial it up to 208 beats per minute, and bang, he'd go at it. Incredible. The best I got during that period of time, during that 3 years that I was learning from him, I got to about 186. And in all honesty, I have never really reached beyond that. Now that was when I was 15, 16, 17 years old, and I'm nearly 53. So I have decided that that is going to be my New Year's resolution. And by posting this on a very public forum, which is YouTube, it's making me accountable. And you out there are going to make me accountable. So that's my resolution. What I'm going to do is the first video of every month will be me posting an update on where I am at in terms of my practice and what I'm doing to reach this particular goal. In those updates, I'll be discussing the practice methods that I'm using, and ultimately, I want this to be a resource for drummers who are trying to achieve similar goals and need some practice material or guidance or some kind of instruction as to how to reach that goal. So you've heard me say it here. 200 beats per minute by the 1st of January 2021. I'm going to play that rudiment for a minute and I may fail. Who cares? But I'm just really looking forward to the journey. So in the next video, I'm going to discuss how I'm going to go about practicing this, and I'm going to talk about the practice routine that I'm going to get started with, and let's see what happens. See you next time.